is League of Legends, would you identify it as like a broken game at any point? Like, you know how people are upset that like Apex is falling apart, or like, skill-based matchmaking in COD is making it impossible to play, stuff like that. Do people complain about League of Legends, or is it just like they tell the people that they play with to kill themselves? You tell me, because you play.
Do people complain about League of Legends? But Nick, if this were a musical, I would dive into the biggest song and dance right now, being like, well, let me show you, boy! And we dive right into the game. Boy, do they. I'm the only League of Legends fan in the world. Everybody is like, man, this game fucking sucks. Yeah, I put 12,000 hours into it, but it's shit. I'm the only one who's like, this is a good time and I like playing it.
But is it because of, because like I understand that people are like, oh, my jungler is getting killed and he's 3 kills behind and now they have a level on him and now we're screwed or something. But is it because of the people that they play with, or is it because of the game itself?
It's the game itself. Like, anytime there's an update of any amount, like, people are pissed about it. It's like Rainbow Six Siege, where it's like, oh, this is gonna break the meta, and it's like, yeah, that's like the point. They're trying to make it not boring. It's every live service game, there's a huge vocal, either minority or majority, I don't know, but there's a huge vocal group that's like, I just want this game to stay the same forever so I can get infinitely good at it. Because CSGO was the same forever, and people love it. And chess is the same forever. And, like, but if you want to keep, like, that's such an anomaly that, like, games like that can stay big. And the reason CSGO did is because there's, like, a huge gambling scene. Like, that's why people were into it.
It's the same thing with Pokemon.
Yeah, and so it's like, what?
Well, actually, no, I guess because Pokemon's always introducing new Pokemon, which kind of break the meta. And actually, Pokemon's always catching allegations. I'm just going to say the gambling. I spent $50 on Pokemon TCGP this morning.
Oh,
so I'm
wow.
Yeah, it's bad. Whoa. It's bad. And I did it to build a deck, and I realized the deck I built wasn't good, so it's just $50 wasted. I felt like I lost $50 in blackjack, honestly. Like, I felt like I was like, oh, I lost money.
Dude, I love you being on your TCG arc. I can't wait to get you on Magic. I spent an egregious amount on Magic the other day.
If you tell me there's a Magic mobile game, I'm in there, like swimwear, baby.
You're gonna hate what I have to tell you, because boy is there.
There is?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, no.
Oh, yeah.
Danny, oh God, you're funneling me down the incel pipeline. I'm gonna be like a week from now, and Dorothy's gonna try and like hold my hand. It's like, stay away from me. I'm building a white deck. You have no idea you have no idea the depths and fathoms of my mind.
But no, people definitely complain about League of Legends, to answer your question. But like, yeah, it was just good. There's like so much to talk about too. I saw people talking about Maddie's death. Do you remember Maddie?
Yeah, you mean Caitlyn's side thing?
Yeah, Caitlyn's side thing. Everyone in the comments were like, Maddie deserved it. Maddie's a bitch. Dude, Caitlyn's the biggest bitch in this show. Caitlyn deserved it.
My exact note was, that's what you get for cheating again, Caitlyn. Yeah. Jesus, 2 for 2?
Dude, when she got knocked out, in my reaction, Caitlyn gets knocked out, and I was like, who the hell could that be? Who else has a mask and a gun? And I was like, watch it be Maddie, and then Caitlyn wakes up, and she's fucking Vi's corpse. And then she woke up, and it was Maddie, and I was like, where's Vi?
Like, I literally saw that moment, and I was like, a fair and justified response from Maddie. I was like, I like the idea that Maddie wasn't even evil originally. She was just like on guard duty in the cells and just saw Caitlyn just doing 45 minutes of Kuma's like fucking cunnilingus down on Vi, and she's like, you know what, Mbessa, let's run it.
Yeah, I know. Caitlyn's so annoying, and then they'll give her like a really cool fight scene, and I'll be like, oh, I'm back on board because I'm a boy. But but God, what a bitch! And then
what an unfortunate thing in media that every single time somebody has an eye patch, it looks sick as hell. But then I'm like, I feel like I've never seen somebody pull off an eye patch in real life.
No, I feel that too. Every now and then I fantasize about like stopping a school shooting or something like that, and like I'll be like, I gotta walk away.
Standard.
Yeah, standard guy shit. Dude,
Yep.
when everyone was like on like, oh, men think about the Roman Empire like 3 times a day, I was like, absolutely not. But I do think about stopping a school shooting like every 40 minutes.
I think about a glorious death about 4 to 6 times a day. Yeah.
But I'm always like, dude, I should leave with battle damage. And I'm like, can I pull off an eye patch? Like, definitely not.
No, unfortunately not. I feel like eye patch got to be like big. You know, it's like if you're like Jensen Ackles or like Alan Richson, like they could pull off an eye patch. You got to be like a big dude.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, eye patch on a small guy makes you look like you're like, I don't know, a sufferate, like the last leper.
Yeah, you look like fucking.
They took my eyes, boo.
You look like Lieutenant Dan from Forrest Gump. Like,
You know what you need? Dan? You know, for battle damage, you just need a big old scar straight down the eye. That's it.
That'd be
Standard.
awesome. I don't know how people get that without losing the eye.
Well, it's a slash because you know there's the eye bone here.
I guess so. Yeah, that'd be awesome. I'd rock that. And that only gets better with age too.
Exactly. Can I get to my final questions here on Arcane, and then we can do a rating, and then that'll be the end of it.
Yeah.
I said, well, first off, I said shout out to Tom Holland for saving the world. That random guy, the random twink who was playing piano, and then he joined the army, and then he like saved the world. But then it was revealed that Victor wasn't in the egg sack. So my final questions are: who are the Black Roses? Is Powder going to make rune tech? Why did Victor get like this? And then my last note is, oh my God, Kiss. Look, okay, my thing is I don't necessarily understand Victor's character arc. Like Victor is just kind of like a guy. I get that he's got like a bum leg and a disease and he's like upset about that. How does he get to like we need to assimilate all of humanity into a hive mind? How does that happen?
The idea is that he's like a perfectionist. It is a little like there's some characters where there's like conflict between what they have to be in the game and what they want to be in the show. And Victor's one of them where it's like the idea is that he's like a perfectionist and he's full of, can you hear? Okay, you just came back.
Yeah.
He's a perfectionist and he's got the bum leg and then that gets healed and he's like, right? Doesn't it? I believe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah.
I think it gets healed, but like the idea is that like Jason Victor wanted to use Hex Tech to stop, like injustices and crime and this and that, and Victor is like so sick of his own imperfections and his own limitations, and then he becomes a literal god, and then he's like, dude, what if everyone was just me? That would solve everything. And so that kind of becomes his motivation. I feel like Victor and Singed are both at odds with, like, in the game, they're this and that, but then when you put it in, like, a story, it's like, you made a giant wolf monster to save your daughter? Like, would she also have to be a wolf monster, you fucking weirdo? Like...
Also, they never talk about what happened with Singed. They never talk if he saved his daughter. Like, Singed pulled off what he was trying to do, right? He combines Hector's, like, hex tech energy with, like, the giant... What's the werewolf's name?
Warwick,
with Warwick's blood, and he was like, oh, with this I can effectively like cure death, like the idea of death, and then we just never hear from Singed again after he essentially initiates the apocalypse.
Yeah. So yeah, there's just things like that where it's like the motivations of like what, like they need to be similar enough to the game, but then it gets weird when you put that in like a story with all this other gritty stuff. In terms of the Black Rose thing, I also agree that I was like, that was the weakest thing. Like, it was too much, too late.
Yeah.
And wasn't really explained, but it's in a way that I wasn't like, oh, this is necessarily a flaw. It was like a good enough tease where I'm like, I'd be interested to see that explored again in like a future show. It's not like, it's not like where I'm like, oh, this is bullshit. They just included this to set up a spin-off show, and now it feels like a Deus Ex Machina. But yeah, I think I agree with like everything you were saying. What is your rating?
Rating is probably, man, after these last 3 episodes, it's definitely changed. Because I think we gave the last 3 episodes, like we were both in like the high 7s. I'm gonna say these 3 episodes as a whole, 9.3, 9.4-ish. Arcane as a whole, so like separate from those 3 episodes, man, like 8, 9. I'm gonna say 9, like a flat 9. Like it's a very, very good show. I wish I had a couple of my questions answered. But outside of that, the animation is groundbreaking. It's gorgeous. The soundtrack, while a little bit poppy at times, was still bold for like its time. I do love
its
that,
time being now.
Yeah, it's time. It's time being. Well, no, I guess like 12 years ago when season 1 came out. And yeah, no, I mean, it's cool. The character design is really dope. I like that there was a lot of League of Legends characters integrated and like hearing their backstories, even though I don't play League of Legends. It was fun. It was a lot of fun. I don't really have any gripes with it. Like I have no, like nothing about the show makes me like viscerally upset. I just wouldn't say it's the perfect show. So I think 9 is fair.
Yeah, I'd give it a 9 too. Like, especially because of these last 3 episodes. Like, I was really concerned that this was gonna be like a 7 out of 10 season and then like bring down the whole series, but like I was really pleasantly surprised with how good, like, usually in these arcs I feel like it's like episode 1 of the arc or episode 3 of the arc is really, really good, and then the rest are just kind of mid. Like there's always one really good episode and the others are just like also there. Episode 8 was the weakest of these 3, but I think all 3 of these episodes like gave me something hype. So yeah, I'd rather a show have a great ending than a great beginning and like a bad ending. And so like this had a great beginning. It like dips a bit in the middle, but knowing that it's heading somewhere fantastic elevates the whole thing for me.
Do you feel as though the show's ending a season like early as opposed to a season late?
I was afraid of that, but no, I think like I do feel like this is enough, especially because I was getting Jinx and Vi fatigue. And the war with Noxus. Like I was afraid, I was like, dude, the Noxus shit is so cool and I want it to expand into this like Game of Thrones ass like global political war. And I was afraid that it was just going to get wrapped up and I'd be underwhelmed. But again, I'm like, oh, I'm full. My tummy is full of content. And I'll be excited for more.
Yeah.
But I'm not like, where's desserts?
Yeah. No, I feel the same way. And I think one of the seasons that we're going to be getting after this is going to revolve around Noxus. So we're going to be getting like a grander political scheming thing, which is going to be a lot of fun. I don't know if it's going to be in the same timeline. Like, I don't know if it's going to revolve around Mel necessarily, because like Mel's now the lion, apparently, like she's in charge of Noxus. But yeah, no, really, really good. I thought Arcane was awesome. I am very upset that it's now no longer going to be around.
So what do you want to see in the future? Because I personally would be really disappointed if the next project we see, like the immediate next, is not in this timeline. Like, even if it's like a different country, like there's a country called Demacia, that's like the other like kind of big first world country. Even if it's there and they never mention or go to Piltover, as long as it's in the same canon, I'll be happy. But if they're like, the next show is like good Piltover universe, I'm like, why are we wasting my time here? Like,
yeah, I don't know. That would be the least excited I would be about it if it was like, good Piltover universe, and I was like, oh, cool, all the same characters, just slightly different. No, I don't need that. I think you said it really well. Like, I don't have Vi and Jinx fatigue. And you know, I'd love to see Happy Piltover for one episode, and I'd be like, oh, look, you know, Jinx is still around, you know, and like, oh, let's see if she makes Hextech or something like that. But I certainly wouldn't need a season, 2 seasons of that. I want new characters. I want to see what they do. I want man on man this time. All right. Listen, the women have had their, I'll say it. The women have had their moment. All right. I want boys kissing next time. And then by the time we get to the 3rd season, the 3rd iteration, then we can do hetero couples, but not until I get boys kissing the season. All right. Yeah. We need to encapsulate everybody. And then 4th season, bestiality, B-stars. I know we already did Warwick. I don't know if there's any other animal ones.
I'll be honest. There's a high chance you get that bestiality one. There are enough characters that could fit in that.
Oh, really? Listen, we get that fox, we get the painting fox girl. She's just getting ravaged by Warwick. We get into Omega stuff. Warwick gets pregnant because he's an Omega. I think that's how that works. And we're just doing hard werewolf on werewolf action.
I was just gonna say they just released a bunny girl. I think that's who you mean by the painting fox one.
Yeah,
it's just a girl with like thighs for months and big bunny ears, and like that. She's getting piped by Volibear for sure.
Polybear? What is a polybear?
Volibear. It's a volleyball pun that they had to fucking... Well, League of Legends is funny because a lot of these characters, like Heimerdinger and like Volibear, came out when League of Legends was like a silly, goofy game with no lore.
Danny, I'm gonna have to cut you off here.
What?
Why is the bear hot?
They're all hot, Nick! Victor didn't used to be hot until Arcane.
Jesus Christ, Danny. Why is the bear hot?
They're all hot, Nick. All of them. He has pecs. Look at his pecs.
He's got, oh my God, he's got a V. He's got a V. Like, what bear has a V? He's got a V. Like, he's a six-pack.
Yeah, he's got cum gutters.
This bear couldn't hibernate for fucking shit.
Dude, yeah, this is the only polar bear that's cutting for winter. But, dude, I don't even know where I was going. Oh, but League of Legends started as a silly, goofy game with no lore and a bunch of characters with silly, dumb names like Heimerdinger and Volibear. And then now that it's serious, they've had to begrudgingly keep these names and make them, like, grim and intimidating.
Yeah, Volibear's got like a sad volleyball and bear related backstory. He was like, I was the #1 volleyball player in all of Russia, and then my parents died in a bear related accident.
And now I'm a bear.
And now I'm a bear. The only way I could kill the bear was to become the bear.